Vyrah, reporting for duty. Let me just... This intro. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so... we're gonna do some React, as always. I need to watch YouTube together. That's it for the intro. I'm probably gonna hurt myself if I like into it. It's a dark story about but still not fucking understanding what the fuck I'm supposed to do with these goddamn intros. Alright.
Vyrah is a story-driven, Souls-like action RPG. A journey...
Okay. So, Vyrah official game overview trailer. Let's check this out.
Vyrah is a story-driven, Souls-like action RPG.
Okay.
A journey through hell itself, and the story of a warrior born from the abyss. You play as Caleb, the northern commander of the kingdom.
Oh.
By royal order, he was the one who cast human slaves off the cliffs into the demon realm. A cruel duty chosen to protect the kingdom, a sin that could never be erased. Crushed by guilt, Caleb leads a rebellion to end the sacrifice and defend the realm. The rebellion fails, and Caleb himself is cast into hell. There he rises again, not as a slave, but as a warrior driven by vengeance. Vyrah's enemy NPCs give the player the advantage in a one-on-one fight, but when they come in groups, especially with mixed classes, they become extremely dangerous. Their AI is designed to counter the player. When multiple enemies are present, they will surround you and coordinate their attacks. If the battle drags on, they unleash relentless combination attacks. The longer the fight lasts, the more it turns against the player, and their patterns become increasingly brutal. The bear you see was once a normal beast, until it fed on the corpses of the kingdom's soldiers and became demonized. In Vyrah, you'll encounter far more than just four-legged monsters, demonized humans, beast-like humanoids, and many other races of the demon realm. To bring this world to life, we didn't just design enemies, we created the demon's own language, history, culture, and ecology, and built the environments based on that foundation. Players choose one of 5 combat archetypes. Each archetype grows automatically, developing the character in a distinct way. Less management, more focus on combat itself. At the core of Vyrah is its chain mechanism. Chains are not just weapons, they are a core interaction system. They connect to the world, to objects, to enemies, to weak points. In battles against colossal titans, reminiscent of Shadow of the Colossus, Vyrah delivers not puzzle gameplay, but true Souls-like action. You parry massive blows, strike armored flesh, climb towering bodies, launch yourself through the air with chains and grappling hooks. Vyrah's story does not lead to a single ending. Player choice shapes the path forward. Who will you save? What power will you accept? Will you abandon your humanity or hold on to it until the end? These choices alter the world, the fate of its characters, and the final outcome, creating a story that belongs only to you. This is Vyrah.
Okay. This is interesting. I was actually like kind of fascinated by the structure of this trailer is actually like is it really like emphasize on the Souls-like elements, and because of that, is it going to kind of like I started noticing that like they start talking about like basically gameplay mathematics, right? And I was like, this is really strange for like a trailer to talk about like gameplay mathematics, you know? And then I'm like, oh yeah, no, because it's Souls-like. So of course because I was like, it's an indie company, right? So it's Vyrah is run by independents, passionate, right? But like I was just like, they're really passionate, and it's like they kind of like we're not inspired, you know, for like their trailer. Actually, they are, but they explain like Souls-like elements of gameplay to actually to players that actually like are used to like hearing this over the rest, right? So interesting game, promising game, and you know that like if you're a Souls-like fan. Well, you got sold out by a game because like they're really like thought about like their player the player base that they actually like try to offer something. So this is interesting. The graphics are good. Like the graphics are good. Everything is smooth. Like it doesn't like. And on top of that, like they added like if the only fucking reference is Shadow of the fucking Colossus, like because they talked about like another game, right? If they talk, if one of their inspirations, Shadow of Colossus, like it's worth checking out if you're a hardcore fan of Souls-like, or if you're just curious, right? Mm. Okay, Super Mario Galaxy movie. I actually like these movies. Really good time. I recommend like you should definitely watch the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Like without an hesitation. This is the type of movies that like you will get out of like the theater, or like after watching it, you will be in a better mood and just like feel better than you did before watching it. This is like this type of movies, this type of like TV shows, this type of like entertainment media, no, this type of like storytelling entertainment is really like all about this. And this is why like I don't even have to watch the trailer to tell you like to tell you this is a good time, like for real. And on top of that, like, and it's really like the production value is really off the fucking roof, so it's a good time and it's well made. Let's check it out. Like even like the trailer is like well, check this out, like for what I'm talking about. Check this out. I'm about to fucking watch this trailer, and you will notice that like my mood and my day will be kind of overall better just because I watched the trailer. Now imagine the movie. It's as stupid as that.
Oh, you're here.
Now, where's the troubled pipe?
scared guy anymore. Yes, I am! People don't change!
Wow.
There's the problem. Hey.
Oh my god. Wow. Wow.
Who is this?
Oh.
Come on.
So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
Oh, this is like April 1st. Yeah, wow. Just like something that like I noticed. Wow, this is such a great job, even for the trailer. Like I actually like never saw a Mario movie before, but like I heard like the soundtrack, the way like the sound direction. Like wow, it's so good. Like I want to. I need to watch the other Mario movie just out of like the sound quality. Like I'm like just for the trailer. If you notice like. Okay, someone is really fucking like skilled at fucking like playing the right melodies at the right time to make you fucking feel something on this one. Like for the rest, like I said, like go watch it. It's a fun time. Like fucking like for anyone and everyone. Like no doubt about it. How to cool the manager. Let's think about like some fucking like rocket physics. I actually don't use yet the cooldown manager, so I will and actually well like Blizzard like thought about like putting like a tutorial with the coming of midnight. So this is awesome. I will discover this because I really like didn't took the time. Maybe I need it, maybe I don't know, but like at least like I know this. So if you could share this for like the math that I won't have to do, and the reading I won't have to do.
This video will teach you everything you need to know. Hey, my name's Jedith. This video will teach you everything you need to know about the new...
Hello, Jennifer. Stupid humor, leave me alone.
Hey, my name's Jedith. This video will teach you everything you need to know about the new and ever-evolving feature called the Cooldown Manager. The Cooldown Manager displays your combat abilities, buffs, and utility spells in a customizable size and layout. You'll learn how to customize and organize your layout, how to track specific buffs, and how to set up sound alerts for your spells and abilities. Now you might be asking, why do I need the Cooldown Manager when I already have my action bars? Action bars are great for assigning keybinds, but they come with some limitations, which the Cooldown Manager confidently solves. It's also not a one or the other thing. You can absolutely use your action bars alongside the Cooldown Manager, and this will start to make sense as we look through this. The Cooldown Manager allows you to group and split your rotational abilities, utility abilities, and combat buffs, and then assign alerts to each individual ability to your preference, directly through the game's base UI. The first step is we have to turn on the Cooldown Manager. So, to turn it on, navigate to the game menu. The default keybind for this is your escape key on your keyboard. Click on Options, and you'll see...
Okay, it's stupid, but like the fact that like it even says that like to get to the options, like he really thought about like even the newest player, right? For like his he shouldn't have. It's just like a nice touch that like I noticed really awesome. Awesome on Jid, like to even think about like the new players coming out for Midnight if they stumble upon this tutorial.
A new option under gameplay titled Gameplay Enhancements. There's a lot of great features here which you should definitely check out, but for now, scroll down and toggle Enable Cooldown Manager. From here, you can click on the Edit Mode button directly below the toggle you just clicked on. This allows you to resize and move 4 elements of the cooldown manager: essential cooldowns, utility cooldowns, tracked buffs, and tracked bars. Now, my personal advice is to position these elements surrounding the center of your screen to keep your line of sight relatively close to your character. This can greatly help with situational awareness. If your eyes are darting all over your screen to see your abilities, there's a higher chance you don't notice your character is standing in fire. Of course, this all comes down to personal preference, and
Of course, it does go down to personal preferences. It's really sound like it comes down to personal preference. If you fucking want to fucking stand in the fire, like, all right. So yeah, I don't even know. Like, yeah, yeah. That's it. What your character stuff? Yeah.
you can place them literally wherever you want. It's also not permanent, so you can come back and change this later. Now let's start customizing. Click on one of the elements and then click on Advanced Cooldown Settings. This brings up the main cooldown settings window. Now in this window, there are 3 sections: essential cooldowns, utility cooldowns, and not displayed. The essential cooldown section is meant for your main rotational abilities, but you can place any available ability onto that bar. Let's say I wanted to move Vengeful Retreat up to the essential cooldowns and move Void Metamorphosis down to utility cooldowns. I can simply click, hold, drag and drop these abilities where I want them to go. I can also reorder them the same way. If I wanted Void Ray to be the first ability, I can drag it to the front. You'll notice some abilities will be gray. This typically means you aren't talented into that particular ability, but you can still set it to be where you want it, so when you swap to a talent build that uses that ability, it will become active. If there's an ability that you never plan on using, or you simply don't feel the need to track it, you can drag that ability down to not displayed, and it will never be visible on the cooldown manager. Now let's click over to the buffs tab on the right. This is similar to the previous window, but now we're dealing with buffs rather than abilities. We can track our buffs in 2 ways: as icons on the tracked buffs UI element, or as bars on the tracked bars UI element. These 2 ways of tracking lend themselves to different types of abilities or buffs. If you're tracking stacks of a buff, for example, how many soul fragments are near my character, that can be displayed as an icon in tracked buffs. If you're looking to track something that has a duration, like this movement speed buff, that can be tracked in the tracked bars section. In most cases, abilities can be tracked as both icons and bars, so just find a method that you like best and suits your needs. Truthfully, there's a lot of things you can do here, and some things have already been set up for you by default, but I would definitely suggest only tracking what you think you need, because the less clutter on your screen, the less distractions you'll have. Now that you have your abilities and buffs tracked, we can take things one step further and set up alerts to notify you when something happens. We can right-click on any ability or buff, and then click on New Alert. If it's not clickable, then alerts aren't possible for that specific thing, so just try a different one. Here I'm going to set up an alert for the ability Soul Immolation. We can select the type of alert from the dropdown. Let's go with Sound Alert for now. You can also choose other types of visual alerts like flashes and highlights. Now the next part is very important. This is where we decide when we want to be alerted. When the ability becomes available to use, goes on cooldown, or when it gains a charge. If you're a class that uses damage over time or healing over time spells, you can also choose Pandemic, which tells you the optimal time to refresh those spells.
Okay, so this is actually good. It's like, it can be like, this is actually good. Like, because like some like overtime like alerts are like a really difficult, it's not difficult to check as at this point. It's like just grinding your brain with like grinding your brain with a fucking like fucking no idea what it's called, with fucking knives while playing, and it's way easier. Like, it's just like removes a part of mathematics, like kind of like, it's just like you can get get there by instinct, but at the same time, it's like for a lot of people, it's like they won't get to this point, and it's really nice that they thought about like some like duration over time that like people just have to fucking like, because like for some healers, it's just like, and I did it, and I need to check every fucking 12 seconds because like my internal clock is not fucking like focused on the fucking like buff debuff, so I need to check every 12 seconds, and this 12 seconds of checking is actually taking away something from the gameplay. It's really stupid. Anyway, like it matters, like for real, it matters to like for real 7 players, but like the 7 players will be really happy to not like to struggle less to do their DPS or healing cycle.
In the case of Soul Immolation, because it has 2 charges, selecting Available would only alert us when going from 0 charges to 1 charge, because at 0 charges, it's unavailable, and as soon as it gets 1 charge, it's now available. This isn't exactly what we want for this spell. If we set it to charge gained instead, this will alert us anytime we get a charge back to use, whether it goes from 0 charges to 1, or 1 charge to 2. Next is the fun part. Blizzard has provided an entire catalog of sounds to choose from that you can use for your alerts. Anything from musical instruments to animals, various types of horns, or if you're a retro gamer, you can use familiar sound effects from Warcraft 2 and 3. You can preview these sounds by hovering over them in the list and clicking on the music note symbol to the right. If none of these suit your needs, you can always use the text-to-speech option, which will simply and effectively read the ability to you.
Soul Immolation.
Once you've settled on a sound, click the Apply Changes button, and bam, you have yourself a sound alert. Each buffer spell can have up to 3 total alerts assigned to it at one time, so feel free to get a little experimental. One of my favorite features of the cooldown manager is the capability to save, import, and export profiles. Just like you would with talent builds, you can click on the drop-down menu in the bottom left corner of the cooldown settings window, swap between your list of saved profiles at the top, save a new one by clicking on New Layout, or copy the export code so you can send it to your friend and they can import it to get your exact cooldown manager profile. I've been using the cooldown manager a lot, and the thing that stands out to me the most is how quickly you can set something up to be tracked. With just a few clicks, you can have one of your abilities or buffs boldly and clearly brought to your attention, whether that's through bars or icons, or sound alerts, or text-to-speech. And pro tip, assign the cooldown manager to a keybind, and it can be opened in combat if you need to adjust something on the fly. Again, my name is Jedith, and you can find more of my content at youtube.com/JedithTV. Link will be down in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in midnight.
Thank you so much for like the tutorial. Actually, like helpful. Actually, I zoned out because like I'm so fascinated by this type of like math. I'm actually, man, really excited because like some settings in his favorite game like actually like got updated. I'm like, if you're not leaving this channel, and if you don't unsub, leave me a hateful comment. Like after hearing this, I don't know what you need, man. Like you probably need an exorcist or something. Anyway, thank you so much, Sid, for the tutorial. Wait. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Gigok, best of anime 2025. This man is a god. Give him $1 billion. And after that, give him another $1 billion. Thank you so much. So, best of anime 2025. Let's see what I missed. Actually, like I'm actually curious to see what I missed and what he found.
2025 was a year of turbulent times, uncertain futures, but if there was one thing I could rely on to pull through, of course, it was anime. If there was any doubt over anime's position in the world, 2025 has undoubtedly proven it is not just popular, but there are titles that can achieve full-blown mainstream success. Demon Slayer became not only the highest-grossing anime movie of all time, but broke into the top 10 grossing movies of the year, beating out such IPs as
Congratulations, Japan. Japan was never really able to fucking like break through like worldwide cinema. They always had a place, but like Taiwan, for example, was actually always more successful than Japan when it comes to cinema. And the fact that like it's through anime that they fucking like were able to offer themselves a place in the cinema industry. I respect that. I respect that because like anime became like popular like during my lifetime, like it became like what it is now, you know? Like but it was before, and there was like a lot, but like the fact that like Japan itself like went through like became like a juggernaut in cinema, thanks to anime. I think that like I think that like a Japanese person must be proud because because you know it's nice that that they fucking like are able to fucking like to fucking enter this artistic like arena, you know, through who they are, you know, and not through who they are, through who their kids are, and this is really awesome.
How to Train Your Dragon and frickin' Superman? This movie was an absolute spectacle that delivered the Demon Slayer experience I expected, but damn did it feel long. I think about an hour in, I left to go pee, managed to find time to finish my college degree, got a job, started a family, came back, and I think we're about halfway through the Yakuza flashback. But they weren't the only one in the headlines, because One Punch Man fans ate this year. And then collectively threw up. After 6 years of waiting, One Punch Man dropped a bomb not even Oppenheimer could recreate, giving us a season of animation so impressive, Google Slides is about to license it out as an add-on. History has taught us that everything good comes in threes. We've had the big three of World War II, the big three of colleges, the big three of tennis, the big three of shonen, and now, this year has finally given us the big three of frames. As the community responded to this failure on a scale anime had not seen before, Berserk fans could only helplessly watch this unfold on the sidelines like,
hey, you wanted this, right? You wanted the real...
Yeah, for real, like, One Punch Man, like, I don't know, the vibe, like, but, like, you need to watch season 1. Like, if you like anime and if you want to fucking, like, see something spectacular, like, watch just the first season of One Punch Man. This is a show that you fucking will never forget.
That's what this is. Wake up. You're in the middle of it. Stop complaining.
This was the year where 2 letters shot fear into anyone that heard them. AI.
So is it any wonder people are afraid of technology?
Technology!
And the anime community was not immune to its effects. We had masses of fake scenes posted with the release of Sora 2. Grok got its own AI companion, as if people weren't lonely enough, and of course OpenAI allowed users to flood the internet with Ghibli AI drawings. Looking Miyazaki right in the eye and thinking, man, I don't think you hate anime enough yet. And if you're like me and just realized that all this happened within the space of 1 year, yeah, I know. I wouldn't blame you if being on the internet felt exhausting at some points this year, and the online landscape was as confusing as ever to navigate. We needed hope, we needed positivity, we were yearning for some real human interaction.
Practice drawing face and it look kind of weird, lol.
Raise your hands up! I beg of you! There's no time left!
Don't be afraid! He's a very good man!
Offer up your energy!
But the year ended with actual people united under one banner. One drawing a Freerun with a chin so chopped she could withstand an uppercut from Mike Tyson. The voice actor for Freerun changed it to her profile picture as artists all around the world came together to help.
The fucking wait, what did he say?
The voice actor for Freerun changed.
The voice actor for fucking Freerun changed the fucking. This is someone legendary. This right here. This is someone that deserve fucking respect.
To her profile picture as artists all around the world came together to help draw her in a rare case of all-around positivity being spread online. This was the alive human theory. Rare case of all-around positivity being spread online. This was the alive human theory, real human-to-human interaction. No bots, no AI, just sheer determination to pick up a pencil and the will to follow what we knew Himmel the hero would do. Once and for all, proving the strongest AI slob can still be defeated by the weakest pencil user. Did anything else happen this year? Oh yeah, I made my own anime or something. This is the part where I normally get to my honorable mentions, but today I have something else I need to mention honorably, and that's today's sponsor, Arknight's Enfield. The wait is finally over. I've talked about it. I streamed the beta, and now with over 30 million global pre-registrations under its belt, Arknight's Enfield global launch is now upon us. But just in case you haven't had the release date in your calendar and counting down the days since they first announced it like I have, let me fill you in. Arknight's Enfield is a 3D real-time strategy RPG where you command a team of 4 operators of diverse classes and skills to take down powerful enemies. Being a spin-off of Arknights, Enfield carries forward the cinematic storytelling and stylized aesthetic of the original. That means incredible cutscenes, dripped-out character designs, and everything we loved about its presentation. But now you can experience all those great things while exploring a varied selection of dynamic world environments. Whether it's the industrial landscapes of Valley 4 or the Wuling region's blend of traditional aesthetics and future designs, each is full of different missions and unique challenges whilst you gather resources and transform the world itself through factory building mechanics. And during the release celebration, not only will you have a chance to pull for the 6-star characters Levatane, Gilberta, and Yvonne, but you also get a whole bunch of rewards through in-game events. This includes up to 135 free pulls, 2 6-star weapon selection crates, the 6-star operator Ardalia, and the 6-star weapon Dreams of Starry Beach. So if that sounds as great to you as it does to me, Arknight's Enfield is available now on PS5, PC, and mobile. So check out that link in the description to download the game today. Thank you again to Arknight's Enfield for sponsoring us today, and with that said, here are the actual honorable mentions. If this is your first time here, I rarely put continuations of shows I've already talked about on previous lists unless it really goes above and beyond and gives me something new to say about it. But that doesn't mean I didn't continue enjoying them. Dun might not have gotten the same buzz that episode 7 provided, but I've really enjoyed the character-focused development we got. Everyone likes to talk about the weirdness or the flashy action, but this shit is doing romance better than most romance anime right now.
I think like Dan is something that like is really mastered something about style. Is really found a style that is modern and really meta and really like out there, you know. And well, like the story is like not my favorite, like just because for real, like it's as stupid as they are too young. If they were like in university, like it will be like perfect because like the tone like kind of like it shifts because like they're just high schoolers, you know. That's like. But the style, what the fuck? Like, Dan really, like, they really fucking, like, understood something about, like, what they wanted to, about presentation. That is, like, unbelievable. Like, it's something that, like, even if you don't watch it, like technically Dan Dan is really like a TV show that you could watch while hating the story just for the fucking like animation and like sound design. Like basically like you could just like basically watch it as a blind deaf, and it's still something, and it's still worth watching. It's I understand myself, but like they really did something. What the fuck?
About a year ago, I introduced my anime illiterate mum to Apothecary Diaries, so I thought I'd be a loving...
I actually took the time to fucking start watching Apothecary Diaries. It's actually really good, and it's the type of like, it's zen, you know, like it's the type. It is zen. It is a good time, you know, like it doesn't fucking like bring you to fucking like thinking about life or thinking about like no, just a good time, good fucking time.
Son this year and save myself from watching season 2 until the...
It's similar to Free Ran, where like it takes like a couple episodes just to kind of like, after like watching like you're like you just need to readjust to it's kind of like this other rhythm of anime. And this is like really important because past that, because the first episodes for me, it's like you watch it and you're like, okay, like something like it's not bad, but like goddamn, like it's not good enough, you know. And then you get to you stabilize to this rhythm, right? So the storytelling, you actually like get you synchronize to the rhythm of the anime, and then it becomes quite this refreshing, really like lovely story that is just like healing, you know. It's just a heal. This anime, this story, the Apothecary Diaries. Watch it.
Christmas break so I can experience it with her, by which point she had already watched it 4 times. She's still with her son this year. I introduced my anime illiterate mum to Apothecary Diaries, so I thought I'd be a loving son this year and save myself from watching season 2 until the Christmas break so I can experience it with her, by which point she had already watched it 4 times.
Alpha mom. Alpha mom.
She still doesn't even know its name. She just calls it Mau Mau. City, the animation, really did not lie about its name, being in my top 3 of best animated shows of the year that was so close to making the list, but just didn't quite meet the same level of unhinged, gut-busting laughter Nichijou gave me. Now if we're talking most unhinged show this year, that was Nukitashi. I would love to talk about this one more, but the amount of frames I'd be able to get away showing here would equal that of an episode of One Punch Man 3. Solo leveling. Now I know you're going to ask me about this, so let me just set the record straight.
And the anime award goes to... Oh... Sung Jin-woo from Solo Leveling.
I like Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is a series that knows exactly what it is.
Yes. Well, I think that like when it comes to solo leveling, it's kind of like the method that they use. Like for Dan Dan, I was talking about like the style that like is like absolutely unbelievable in like just like something out there, you know. For solo leveling, it's just like the fucking like it's just what I just said. Like it's just like the kind of like fucking god, do I need to fucking watch my I forgot the fucking answer. It's just like they did it just right, you know, for solo leveling. So it's just like it's just right, you know. It feels just right. It doesn't. And while solo leveling, you can feel that like it won't be like this fucking like, oh my, this fucking like Chainsaw Man or like this fucking or Jujutsu Kaisen. It will like always have this kind of like. This is like solo leveling is like, for example, like a good entry anime. Like this is like not too much, not too little, just enough. Fuck you, they did. They managed to fucking like do something that like is really like perfect first entry for like someone that has never watched anime. At least like this is kind of like what they do, but like they within like they really structured really well, and everything is like really well enough. And it's like it sounds stupid, but like within like even like, let's say like the big three, right? Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Like you'll know that like is having everything done well enough, you know, when it comes to like storytelling and the anime itself. They do it, they don't do it. It's something complicated that like doesn't happen all the time for these juggernauts, right? But for like Solo Leveling, I feel that like it felt just right to just watch it. Like it always felt like fucking like just like good, you know, not fucking exceptional, not fucking like, but the fact that like it felt good all the time, like this is what like what made me really like fucking like feel something about like this anime, like the story, etc. Like, but like just like about like the art direction and like the rhythm and everything, like the anime itself, right? Like basically anime mathematics, right?
It does one thing, but does that one thing so exceedingly well, you do not care about anything else. And this season delivered some of the best power fantasy aura farming action spectacle you can find, and I ate it up. But that doesn't also mean I think it's the best anime, or has the best main character. To me, this is not a 3-star Michelin dish, it is a McDonald's chicken nugget, but the best fucking nugget you've tasted in your life. And who
Fucking exactly. What the fuck?
doesn't also mean I think it's the best anime, or has the best main character. To me, this is not a 3-star Michelin dish, it is a McDonald's chicken nugget, but the
My fucking god, what the fuck? We completely agree on that? What the fuck?
best fucking nugget you've tasted in your life. And who wants to live in a world without nugs?
Nice.
Last year, I did a cop-out
Nice.
by putting a movie at the top of the list. Thankfully, this year was so stacked with choices, I didn't need to do that again. But if I did, 2 titles would definitely be making the list. Chainsaw Man lived up to the absolute cinema meme it originally started. This wasn't just another shonen movie adaptation, it was a perfectly crafted cinematic experience. And I think it says a lot that for how much jaw-dropping, mind-blowing action sequences this movie
I actually thought about like watching like Chainsaw Man the movie. And then I told myself, you know, Chainsaw Man, so like not scary like watching one in my home, but like in a cinema. I kind of thought about it. I was like, it must be like quite more intimidating to fucking watch this anime in a fucking like theater. Like I kind of thought about it. Like I'll watch it anyway, but like it's interesting. Like it's just interesting.
delivered on. The quieter, serene pool scene is the one my mind always comes back to. But man,
Fuck you. I don't want to know.
Cinematic. Cinema. With moments equally as breathtaking and Buster. 100 Meters would be the Oscar-nominated indie movie with moments equally as breathtaking and cinematic. Cinema. This is a film about running, about peoples whose lives are about running. You see people who destroy their lives over obsessions, over chasing records, chasing achievements, sacrificing everything, only to wonder what the point of it all was to begin with. You see people unable to fully commit to themselves in fear of finding out they're not as good as they think they are, crafting a prison of their own anxieties they're unable to break out of. You see people so desperately searching for meaning in what they do, unsure if they live to run or run to live. People who've always been second best yet still have not given up on believing in themselves, breaking the reality life has crafted for them, and then halfway through the movie you take a step back and think, wait, we're still talking about running, right? This movie doesn't just speak to the soul, it goddamn drags it out, shakes it by the scruff of its neck, and shouts full volume at it. Somebody, somewhere is going to find this movie at the right time of their lives, and there's going to be a line uttered by a character in here that shoots so deeply to their core, they're going to switch their life into manual mode after having lived it on auto the entire time.
Give this man $1 trillion more. So you know, like the $2 trillion that I talked about. How do you like before we started watching like his video? No, add to that like $1 more trillion that like you give to him. Thank you.
Do you ever feel like if you watch enough anime, so many of them don't just start
Let me just.
looking the same, but also start to feel the same? Gachiakuta spits on that, taking pre-established conventions and says, nah, I'ma do my own thing. This is set in the world of trash, taste. But unlike the latter, there is absolutely nothing garbage flavor
Watch Trash Taste if you know what it is.
about presenting one of the most insane worlds Shonen has to offer. Have a look at these characters. Now, unless you've already seen them, you might not be able to tell that these are 5 characters from 5 completely different shows.
They're the same picture.
Now take one character from Gachiakuta. Not only will you never be able to mistake the show they're from, but their
If you do not know the story of the mangaka of Gachiakuta, fucking check it out. I won't say more. Just check it out.
style, their attitude, how they carry themselves, everything about them screams expression that you know exactly what type of personality they have. Now multiply that by all the minor characters you'll ever see. Gachiakuta has a design philosophy that permeates every single aspect of the show, creating a visual language with a vibe that is absolutely unmatched. Neon lights flood the back alleys, the streets are crude and gritty with a stench that almost permeates through the screen. Graffiti plasters every wall you walk past. The world doesn't just feel lived in, every little detail exudes a sense of character that communicates a story to you without having to utter a single word. The author teamed up with a real graffiti artist to help craft the art behind it, which just adds that layer of authenticity to its visual identity. And also, just look.
Do you understand? The fucking mangaka. She fucking like thought about graffiti. She found a fucking graffiti artist. Don't fucking do the graffiti of the anime. Check out the story of like the fucking mangaka. Fucking insane. Awesome.
Look at her. She is a character in her own world. Then you have the power system. It's trash. Parentheses affectionate. Having a system where objects treated with love and care are imbued with powers is not only original, but serves as another vehicle for characters to express themselves. It's the only show where you'll see characters use scissors, umbrellas, gloves, hair cones, and glasses as weapons, but then you start to wonder, why is that object this character's vital instrument? What does that say about their personality, their backstory? Which objects do I have that define me? It's ideas like this that feed your imagination to the possibilities it opens up, and that's what I felt watching Gachiakuta in its entirety. It might not be the most polished shonen of our generation or have a story that pushes it to new boundaries, yet I constantly found myself hitting that next episode just so I could spend a bit more time in the insane world it created.
The Lord and Master of Luna Mountain!
The tail is bamboos! We need to hustle it! Too far away!
What happened over the past millennium? And what is it that brings them here?
Fantasy is the double-edged sword of the anime world. Swing one side and you have some of the most critically acclaimed, beloved shows in the entire medium respected by everyone who watches them. But swing the other side and you're greeted with some of the trashiest, stinkiest shows you can find in the medium. And I'm not talking about the Gachiakuta kind. So when a new fantasy anime comes out, I'm always thinking, which side is this one gonna swing? Alright, looks like we've got some hyper-violent action. Could be edgy, could be mature, unsure. Oh hey, there's proper thought put into the world building and politics, so it's not just the same copy-paste Demon Lord fantasy world. That swings that way. Okay, the hero's been given an immortal body. Sounds like this could potentially be power fantasy-ish. Yeah, that's a little stinky. But then, I watch as the hero yeets herself off a cliff, leaving just her mangled corpse remaining, only to have her body parts grotesquely shoved back into place as you hear the crackling of bones over the most guttural scream of pain as her body is forcibly put back together, little by little, while the bandits around her can only watch on in horror. And it was this moment that I realized, oh, I'm in.
Approved!
Cleaver Test is the kind of brutal dark fantasy show I've been missing. Not a full-on masterpiece like Berserk, but just a fun show that takes itself
Yeah, I don't know.
just seriously enough. You have a protagonist that is heroic and kicks ass without being annoyingly idealistic or stupidly overpowered. Also, she has an eye patch. The world and power system isn't just copying off every other power fantasy out there. The
Yeah, there is like a secret within the anime industry. If there is like someone with an eye patch in an anime, like there's a fair to get a good chance that like you should at least buy the merch. No, it's don't ask me why. No, like eye patch in anime, buy the merch. No one knows why. We just know like do the
protagonist has an eye patch. The violence is gratuitous while being purposeful and setting the tone of the story. You can see the hallmarks of what could have turned into an edgy fantasy, slavery, prostitution, but then you're reminded that anime can actually treat these subjects with the weight that they deserve. It's not always for the faint of heart, but it's the kind of grungy 90s fantasy show anime hasn't seen in a long time. She's got a goddamn eye patch!
Do you understand what? No, I share you the secret. Like, do you understand like the emphasis of on the eye patch? Yeah, no. I'm giving you away the secret. Buy the merch. No, that's it.
You ever see a new parent and how their eyes light up when talking about their kids? They show you a million photos of the same pose. They brag about the smallest achievement their kid was able to do. You feel a sense of pride you've never felt before towards anything else when they speak. That's what watching Medalists makes you feel like. This is a show about ice skating, but it's also a show about role models and the rewards of what being a great role model can get you. Inori is an 11-year-old girl who's been told she's too old to enter the figure skating world. She's shy, insecure, and collects worms for a hobby. This girl is going to get absolutely destroyed in...
What the fuck? What the fuck collects worms? Like on this one, it's like... No, it's just like really random, like... No, everyone, like, to each their own, but, like, this one, like... I didn't expect this one.
Cool. But just by finding one person that believes in her, she's able to see something in herself that she never could before, shine in a way she never believed, and you're invited to be a part of that transformation. Medalist grabs you with grounded, well-realized characters all around, doing something revolutionary by treating its child characters like normal characters. Because did you know? Children are people too. When you think about it, it's kind of fucked up how much your life insecurities and self-image are defined by a few early moments in your life. Maybe a teacher said that you were dumb, and then from then on you just accept that as a fact. Or maybe, hypothetically, you were told your hair looks silly, so you start spiking it up like fucking Sasuke. Or a friend said you were boring, so you buy this Scarface poster to pretend like you have a personality. Or you look like a nerd.
Yeah, the Scarface poster. Give him another $1 billion.
With glasses, so you start wearing contacts every day. So seeing someone who was able to be set on the correct path because they found the right person, found the right role model, spoke to a part of my younger self that might not have gotten that same opportunity. Every small achievement, every small step they take becomes a collective win. And when they pull through and hit that complete triple axel after numerous falls, you'll be shedding tears like a proud dad telling the person next to you, "That's my kid! Yeah, that's my kid!" Horror is one of those genres anime rarely gets right. On one hand, I think the medium makes it harder to get genuine scares compared to its live-action counterparts, but then one too many times we get a promising project like Uzumaki that took a bit too much inspiration from its source material and spiraled its own production into madness. I was beginning to lose faith, but thankfully the summer Hikaru died not only restored that, but has set the bar of how anime can achieve horror of the highest quality. So you may be wondering, what's so different about this one?
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
I'd heard so many great things about this manga, but I watched the anime knowing nothing about it. I wanted to go in raw, and apparently, so did they. And within the first few minutes, it's evidently clear how this show succeeds where so many others have faltered. Almost immediately, you are drawn in with this eerie sense of dread that crawls under your skin and doesn't let up. Every scene oozes a sinister air as thick as the summer humidity you're watching on screen. It's not about jump scares, it's the ghastly imagery that gives you a peek into the eldritch horrors that lay beneath the shadows. Horrific entities.
On this one, just watch the trailer. Just watch the trailer. Offer this this anime a chance just by watching the trailer. For real. Like they really are able to like just like to just watch the trailer. Like give it a chance through the trailer. Don't watch the anime. Like maybe not. Just watch the trailer.
Brought to life with haunting arts that make the hair on the back of your neck stand. Atmosphere is why this is a masterclass of animated horror. Behind all that though is a succinct exploration of grief and love between two bros that is 100% undeniably, categorically platonic.
So gross. So good.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I mean, just look at this man. He's so straight, he's about to have sex with another man, so he knows what the woman he goes on dates with will feel like. Cause you know, when you have a Lovecraftian nightmare creature wearing the skin of your dead friends, you first gotta figure out so many things. What is it? Is it dangerous? Does it come in peace? Or just you?
You know, maybe Michael's gay, maybe he's not. He is.
Jump into the
Okay, To Be a Hero. Never heard of like a Chinese anime? Me neither, friend. Then I watched To Be a Hero. Oh my god. They do something about storytelling. If you know, you know. If you discover it later, you'll understand. Like, I won't even like fucking talk about it. Like this anime, like, you want to see the fucking like Chinese vibe on fucking anime, the Chinese take. Fucking watch To Be a Hero X.
China has continually been on the rise in the animation space, and this year it really felt like there was always at least one show per season that stood out in the highly competitive world of animation to be one of the hot shows to watch. And in my eyes, their crowning achievement of 2025 came in the form of To Be Hero X. This is China's own take into the superhero genre that asks the question, what would society be like if people could gain superpowers based on the social media influence they have? India is now a world superpower. OnlyFans is more powerful than Disney. But in the world of To Be Hero X, anyone can gain superpowers as long as you are able to convince the masses to believe in you. Trust is how you gain power in this world. People's mass perceptions dictate not only who becomes a superhero, but the types of powers they get and the life they lead. There's Furman, a firefighter who saved a young girl from a falling ceiling that went viral, gaining him the power of incredible strength and invulnerability at the expense of never being able to take a proper shit ever again because he can never bend over thanks to his immovable image. Then there's this guy. He got his powers from a League of Legends chat lobby. The risk with a series like this is that you lack a central protagonist to be able to follow the story through, but it more than makes up for it by being able to explore a multitude of interesting ideas with the premise that they've set up. Not every story is as equally compelling as the next, but every hero is wholly distinct both thematically and visually. Slowly but surely, you are able to piece together the timeline of events and see it all come together at the end. And if that wasn't enough for a reason to watch it, then there's also Hero X, who has the interesting ability to run through a season's worth of animation budget every time he snaps his fingers. Outside of the unique world setting and power system, this has some of the coolest action sequences I've seen in an animated TV series. And if that still isn't enough for a reason to jump on, watch it because the creator's a pretty cool guy also. I don't know where I heard that one from.
Yeah, no, for real, like, I don't know, makes me curious about like actually, like, I want to check out that. Just give me it. Oh, so Gigaki did an interview with the creator of To Be Hero X. Yeah, because this is fire. Yeah, no, To Be Hero X, legendary anime. If you want to know what anime is with the Chinese vibe. That's all I'll say. I agree with everything he said, but like, for real, like, don't even like spoil yourself, because like you'll be spoiled the fuck out if you actually like are into superheroes and really want to, like, I don't know, like, just like experience something like it's the same but it's different. It's the same but it's different. Chinese vibe.
Of course, there's a lot of misery, but it is the same misery that is all around us. The trees here are in misery and the birds are in misery. I don't think they sing, they just screech in pain.
I remember the first time I watched the movie Requiem for a Dream, a movie so shockingly powerful that it disturbed me to my core, yet allowed me to experience emotions few pieces of fictions had been able to make me feel. Its message has left an imprint on me that remains to this day and continues to be one of those films I'm glad I experienced but never wanted to watch again. I said exactly the same thing to myself after watching Takopi's Original Sin. This is one of those shows that leaves you completely drained, giving you the sinking feeling that drops down to the pit of your stomach at the end of every episode. Genre? Drama? No, this is a straight-up horror anime for your emotions. It's about an alien, Jokabi, from the planet Happy. All he wants to do is spread smiles and happiness without a single shred of negativity. He's the type of guy who'd hear about a racism problem and try to solve it by running. Now pair him with the Trauma Trio, 3 kids whose collective future therapist bill would equal the GDP of Norway. That's right.
Fuck you,
Hey, little buddy, how are you doing? Oh my god! Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh my god! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
It's Japanese Smiling Friends. This is a series that wastes no time into throwing you into the absolute deep end of emotional trauma and letting you sink further from there. Watching the first episode of Jokabi is like...
Yeah, dude. United, like in the fucking like United States of America.
And then the series just continues pounding your emotions into the ground. It presents you with some of the heaviest subjects a child can go through with no filters to help avert your eyes. If I had a nickel for every time one of these kids got whipped by belts, I'd have 0 nickels. Because their parents used the fist. Everyone is an asshole. Everyone is the worst kind of human they can possibly be. Then when you're shown that faint ray of sunlight at the end of the tunnel, your first instinct is to think, oh no. But that's not to say there is no point to all of this suffering. For how despicable some of these actions you witness are, it constantly reminds you that the biggest villains are the parents who failed them. Parental neglect, physical abuse, and worst of all, a law-accurate Asian mum. Each kid is a product of their own toxic environment, and for how suffocatingly pessimistic this show can be, it never devolves into being downright cynical. It's an important reminder of how trauma can be passed on, how the worst environments can shape the worst people, and no matter how hard life can be, nothing is more suffocating than having to deal with it alone. Because in the end, aren't the friends we made the trauma?
Just give me a second.
Trauma bonding we did along the way? Wait, is that how he goes?
I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
Saddle up!
2026 is now officially the year of the horse, but unfortunately, Uma Musume didn't get that memo because, like your typical gacha gamer, it came a bit early. This was the year the internet collectively fell into the Uma Musume rabbit hole, and Cinderella Grey embodies every damn reason of why this franchise became a global phenomenon. This was the highest intensity, no bullshit, all-action sports anime to come out in 2025, delivering that level of jump-out-you-seat hype in every single episode you put on. You are given little room to breathe going from one race to the next, every match injecting that burst of adrenaline your body starts to crave. If you were living under a rock last year, yes, there is a gacha game of the same IP, yes, this is anthropomorphized horse girls running against each other based on real historic races in Japan, which I've already talked about when I covered the show last month, but you don't need to know any of that to enjoy the spectacle it delivers. That rush as you witness that last eruption is as addictive as any drug. You hear the roar of the crowd as the commentator eggs them on, as you watch athletes digging deeper than they ever have before. Suddenly, this janky-ass anime...
The animation is just like... I don't know what the fuck they do. These people... It's like... The animation of... what's it called? Of 4? What the fuck? Just what the fuck?
Girl Run becomes the most hype thing you've ever seen as you shout out, God, this is what peak performance looks like! And then the race is over. You calm down, switch on the next episode, and experience it all again. Wait, that last paragraph sounded familiar. Was that ChatGPT? No, in fact, it was GigGPT because I just copied it from myself. I've already said everything I have to say about it in that video, so you know what? I'll just let ChatGPT rewrite my own work to tell you again, in the style of Giguk. That moment when the final eruption hits, your monkey brain just activates. The crowd is screaming. The commentator is absolutely losing it. The athletes are pushing past every physical limit known to mankind. And suddenly, this janky, low FPS anime girl run has your full, undivided soul. You're sitting there like, why am I this invested? As you stand up yelling, God, this is peak human performance at your screen like you've just witnessed the second coming, but it's sponsored by questionable animation shortcuts, and then it ends. You blink. You remember you're an adult. You sigh, click the next episode, and willingly let it happen to you all over again, because anime has once again tricked you into feeling emotions through sheer bullshit and spectacle. What the fuck does ChatGPT think I sound like?
The wanker.
You can go watch my actual video if you want to hear everything I have to say about it better than Gig GPT ever could. Okay, I promise I'm going to stop glazing my own work now. Anyway, number 3. Barn, The Boundaries of Adulthood. This was a new anime made by a fairly new creator in the industry.
あなたに出会ったら毎日がとても短くなった
Attention spans are fucked. Memes are incomprehensible. I can't be the only one who feels like every day I see something that makes me lose IQ until my last remaining brain cells are stuck there on life support, powering the last bit of sentient thought I have. But this year, there was no show that healed my soul more than watching Apocalypse Hotel. In an era of brain rot, this one gave me pure brain ripe. Apocalypse Hotel is a different kind of slice of life. It has all the hallmarks that make up the genre: a quieter, subdued approach to storytelling, charming characters, a whimsical, bright air that complements its calming atmosphere. And then you keep watching. Okay, maybe there's a bit of brain rot in this one. Doomslayer Tentacles, Power Rangers fighting Kangaroo Thanos, a fucking mech battle in the middle of a desolate cityscape. You can put on an episode and have no idea what kind of unhinged shenanigans you're going to encounter next, but behind the chaos and the laughter, it constantly delivers a story with a heart few series are able to reach. A door-opening robot that fails at opening doors, a hospitality robot with no one left to serve, a hotel that opens to a place with a population of 0. This is a world with no meaning, where characters are forced to find their own. How is it do you find purpose in a place where there is none? Watching this band of lovable misfits allows you to reflect about the purpose you may be missing from your own life. It's a show so hopelessly optimistic, steeped in layers of melancholy. A story set in a bleak place where no hope should be able to be found, yet it still is able to greet you with the warmest smile. Where years, decades, centuries pass in the blink of an eye, characters you love age, move on, all that is familiar around you slowly begins to change, always reminding you that time will continue to move, with or without you. It may be painful, but it's life, and it can be a lot brighter if you let it be. Episode 11 might just be my favorite slice of life episode of all time. An episode that breaks convention. It doesn't try to be entertaining. It doesn't try to tell you everything. It sits you down, shuts out the noise around you, and allows you to just feel. Ending it with a line that made me stop, walk away for a moment, and remind myself that through all the chaos, life can be pretty damn wonderful. This is the kind of magical feeling this show gives you. It doesn't just show you a slice of life, it reminds you what living that life means in the first place.
Was this supposed to be the end?
Shonen action shows are the lifeblood of the anime industry. They are the most popular, have the most influence, and are very often some of the very first anime we end up watching. It's these shows that help shape a young generation of people, and I certainly can't forget what they instilled into me. As a kid too young to understand anything, I saw heroes fighting against evil to protect the things they stand for. They stood up for those who couldn't, represented all the good in the world, and though I grew up and realized the real world isn't as simple or idealistic as the one portrayed in the realm of fiction, it's these stories stories that helped set me on the right path. It gave me hope. It gave me role models. It taught me about the person I should aspire to be. To me, this is what shonen is meant to be about. This is the shonen I grew up with. This is the shonen I know, and I don't think many shows have distilled that concept down as purely as My Hero Academia has. Regular viewers will know that I've had an up and down relationship with this franchise. I instantly fell in love in season.
I do too. Actually, I do too. Like My Hero Academia like is really interesting, and then you get into it, and then it's like there's a moment of disconnect, at least for me, and it's like maybe I'll come back to it because like I had it was like a fun time, but at the same time it's like there's a disconnect, and it's like oh fuck that is like I'm done. And but like it is like this is really like you're fucking like Marvel. Like My Hero Academia is really like because like I don't know about like anime fans, but like is they have like this thing about like being kind of selective. Even One Piece is not for everyone, you know, right? In DC, Marvel, like the comic book world, you know, like the fucking Marvel movies, it's like everyone agrees it's a good time. And My Hero Academia is really like this Marvel movie, you know, like for real, like it's for like just like nihilistic for fucking people that like cannot do this anymore. That like where it's like yeah no, it's because like it's complicated art and like it's just like past a certain point, like similar to being a cinema critic or like an art critic, right? You see like more right within like the media, but like. For real, like My Hero Academia is really like this type of like anime where it's like, no, for real, like for everyone, anyone, like superhero anime, like that's where we're at. It's a really good first entry as an anime. Like this could be like one of the best like first entry anime that like you can offer yourself, you know, like, and I think that like that's what's really fascinating about it. But it's like it's because like My Hero Academia shit because I know about anime that I'm not like into like what he said, like it reconnects with I actually didn't thought about it, like it reconnects with like the big three, you know, like I can see why. I don't exactly agree with it but at the same time I can see why. I can understand why. But at the same time it's like really like it's a fucking like Marvel movie, like like you can watch My Hero Academia with anyone, everyone. It's like, and it's like this can be like this is like a good first entry. It's like not too fucking like loud or too fucking silent or like too fucking like it's just good enough at this point. Like it's an anime that you can fucking like show to your cat, to your dog, you know, and it will fucking vibe, you know, like it's like it's good, you know, it's great. Or to your fucking dragon if you have one.
Season 1, watched it explode in popularity in season 2 and 3, then gradually fell out of favor as other shows took the spotlight, but I always kept watching in hopes that it could at least end with a bang. And now, 10 years later, I can wholeheartedly say, boy, did it ever. This final season delivered a spectacle worthy of the legacy it will leave. And now that it's all over, looking back, I feel like My Hero Academia came out in a strange transitionary period. In a time where its contemporaries were getting darker, getting weirder, getting bloodier, it almost felt like MHA was the squeaky clean, straight-laced student in a classroom of delinquents. And yet, it managed to achieve what so many long-running series have failed to do. For after 10 years of characters, action, drama, and development, it was able to close out standing tall, shouting a clear and concise message for the world to hear that stayed completely true to what it always was. Anyone can be a hero. Anyone should try to be a hero, even if it's just for the people around you. It's hopeful, it's optimistic, it's somewhat maybe cheesy, but it is very My Hero Academia. This may not go down in history as everyone's favorite show, but I will remember it as a testament of what the beating heart of shonen should be. We will always need heroes. We will always need hope. We will always need a story like this. And at the end of this era, I'm glad it was there to remind us one last time.
What's his number one?
この世には様々な人がいる。こんなに大勢いるのに誰一人同じ人はいない。そりゃ争いは絶えないでしょ。
何度でも In my line of work, I watch a lot of shows. I remember a lot of shows, but rarely do I have the time to go back and rewatch them. It's only when something truly lingers, a story that grabs hold and follows me, that occupies my mind whenever I have a free moment. That one line that sticks with me not because it was witty or punchy, but because it touched on something deep, something meaningful, something real. I've rewatched Orb, On the Movements of the Earth, more times this year than any other shows from the past 10 years, and yet I am still as moved, as awestruck, as absolutely mesmerized as the first time I watched it. Why am I telling you all this?
わからない。私の感動を必死に伝えてる。
This was a show that, when half done, I put as 4th on my list last year, not knowing that when I finished the entire thing, it would become my anime of the decade. That's a big statement, and you may not agree. You may have other shows you prefer. It may not have hit you the same way it hit me, but that is my truth. And for a moment, I wanted to invite you to see what that truth meant. A show like this comes along only a few times in a generation. It is not only one of the most original, beautiful, and nigh on unpredictable series to come out in modern times, but it's one of those stories that has the power to teach you something about yourself. Without preaching, without telling you what's correct, it presents you with profound ideas and helps guide you to find your own answers. Orb is an anime about heliocentrism. It's about proving the Earth moves around the sun, but also it's a story about truth, about people who fight for truth, about the lengths people will go to prove truth, about people who have their truths challenged and respond to it without disrespecting the person that challenged it. An egotistical priest putting his trust in the wisdom of a peasant, a devout believer defending the words of an atheist. The heroes of the story are not the ones who are right, it's the ones who are willing to accept that they could be wrong, who will listen to those that oppose them and try to understand even if they don't necessarily agree. These are the people that embody the human spirit, that together ignite a flame that transcends lifetimes. Every character is memorable, every line powerful, every journey poetic. This is simply one of the most beautiful stories I've ever witnessed. And the more time that has passed since I first finished it, the more times I've rewatched it over this year, the stronger its message has resonated with me as I looked out and saw the world as it is today. Unlike the world of Orb, we live in a time when information is more readily available than it ever has been, and yet truth has never felt so hard to find. Technology that should have allowed us to grow closer has divided us even further. Knowledge is no longer the currency we lack. It's trust. A lack of trust that has eroded the respect we have of our fellow person. Ideas are not built on, they are condensed down, dismantled, and publicly shamed. Everyone is a soldier, enlisted to fight in an ideological war of exchanges, where common ground is no man's land and the winner is decided not by who is more right, but who can prove the other side more wrong. How does anyone navigate the landscape we are currently in? And I think that's why I was just so constantly drawn back to this series. A story like this is the reminder I needed that the world doesn't have to work like this, that progress is made through collaboration, not dissociation, that disagree or not, we are still in this together, in an era that will be shaped by our collective hands.
同じ時代を作った仲間
Whether any of us have the right answer or not, it's thanks to this show that I remembered, as long as you can continue to question whether you are right.
不正解は無意味を意味しない。
何かを知るということだ。
指導説を信仰してる。このためにわざわざ生まれてきた。
きっと迷いの中に倫理がある。筆境。それは知性だ。
You won't find the wrong answer.
Wow. So, about the $1 trillion that everyone owes Gigok. I want to talk about it, but quite disappointed. No. That's what we owe him. It's no, technically I don't owe him $1 trillion, but you people do. The degenerates, alright? Thanks so much, Kiko, for like another fucking spectacle. And subscribe, leaving my like, and giving paychecks by with 7 zeros at least. All right. Fable official gameplay teaser trailer. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
How can I help you, boss?
Fancy a date?
Very impressive.
Very impressive. Really good news. Really good news. Fable. Okay. Let me check. Okay. Okay. Fable. Great news. Great news that this franchise gets some love and that we get to just give me a second. All right. Fable. Good news. Good news for the gaming industry. Good news for gamers. Good news for the franchise itself. Just awesome news. Gameplay overview. Let's check this out.
Hi, welcome to Playground Games, where I'm thrilled to share our very first deep dive into a game we've been making here for a really, really long time. Fable. Playground Games is renowned for fun, immersive, and visually stunning open-world experiences. Since 2010, we've been developing the Forza Horizon series right here in Royal Leamington Spa, a charming little town in the middle of England. As Horizon has grown, so have we. Over the past few years, we've built a new team to carry that reputation into a new genre that we are incredibly passionate about. Fable is Playground's first open-world action RPG, and we couldn't be more proud to be carrying on the work of the legendary Lionhead Studios, the original creators of the franchise. And although our game is a new beginning, I think what we're making is really faithful to the spirit of the classic Lionhead trilogy that we all love. At the heart of our game is a simple, recurring question. What does it mean to you to be a hero? Our game is about choices and their consequences. It's packed with action, drama, British humour, moral dilemmas, and quite a few chickens. All of this combines in a fairy tale which could only be Fable.
In classic Fable fashion, you begin the game as a child, growing up in the sleepy rural village of Briar Hill. It's here that in a moment of extreme danger, your heroic powers first emerge, and we discover that you are Albion's first hero in a generation. But not long afterwards, disaster strikes, and the people of your village, including your beloved grandma, are turned to stone by a mysterious stranger. Suddenly alone in the world, you'll set off on an adventure which will change Albion forever.
Venturing out into the world is a huge moment because this is Albion like you've never seen it before. Idyllic rolling hills, magical forests, bustling villages, sleepy hamlets, oversized vegetable patches, and stunning vistas. And because our Albion is truly open world, for the first time, you'll be able to explore this rich and detailed world seamlessly, with the freedom to go where you want from early in the game.
We can't wait to welcome you back to Albion's iconic capital city, Bowerstone. Home to Fairfax Castle, the old clock tower, and the legendary Heroes Guild.
It's a huge city, full of contrasts. Rich and poor, nobles and commoners, royalty and criminals. You'll spend plenty of time here during the game as you discover the secrets of the Heroes Guild and its reclusive guildmaster, Humphrey the Golden.
In the north of Albion, you'll find mountains, craggy coastlines, spooky marshes, and the bleak, windswept city of Bloodstone. Here, you'll meet the leaders of two rival gangs, vying for power, and uncover the secrets of the sinister but extremely well-organized Cult of Shadows. Our Albion is beautiful, handcrafted, and richly detailed.
In Albion, heroes are special, different. They're stronger than regular people. They're more skillful, more charismatic, More importantly, they're those rare humans who can harness and use magic in the world around them. They have the power to do what they want.
And so do you. In our game, we want you to play as the hero you want to be. And that starts with being able to choose how your hero character looks.
So, in Fable, you'll be able to pick from a range of different character heads and customize your clothing, hair, skin tone, tattoos, and scars, so the hero you play represents you.
But as well as your appearance, you can be the hero you want to be through the way you play, through the skills and abilities you learn, and through the
It's just surprisingly amazing how chill the studio is. Look, take just the time to just look how like peaceful and just happy these people are. It's quite shocking by like really mega chill people, but like you can just want like really chill. Like
weapons you use.
Just like the classic trilogy, heroes in our game fight with a combination of strength, skill, and will. Seamlessly blending melee and ranged weapons with magical abilities gives us style-weaving combat, allowing you to show off your personal playstyle against single opponents and large groups of enemies alike. Melee is at the heart of our close quarters combat. You'll use light and heavy combos, often knocking enemies off balance and executing stylish finishers. Swap to your ranged weapon to bypass enemy guard and deal with troublesome flying enemies. And of course, you'll be able to unleash your powerful spells to both manipulate and devastate your opponents.
wow.
We're excited to be bringing back some
Okay, so the game looks really like really big.
fan favorite adversaries for you to fight. Hobbs are back, as are ballerines, colorful, and trolls.
And we're adding brand new enemies too, like this fearsome cockatrice, a giant fire-breathing chicken. Each enemy family is different, with their own weaknesses to exploit and defenses to overcome. But with all the unique tools in your combat toolbox, how you defeat your enemies is up to you.
But there's more to being a hero in Albion than fighting, so much more. When we talk to people about their favorite memories of the original games, so many of their stories were about the stuff you can do when you weren't just being a hero. The normal, everyday stuff which happened when you interacted with the people of Albion.
For me, what I remember most vividly are the inhabitants of Albion and the things you can do with them, or to them.
The crazy thing about the classic Fable games was that in the middle of a sprawling RPG was almost a complete other game where you could just mess around with the villages and townsfolk.
And we've built that same experience in the middle of our game too. Buying a house, getting a job, making some money.
Romancing a villager, getting married, having kids.
Fancy a date?
Perfect. You can get to know me
Fancy a date?
better.
Buying another house. Buying every house in Albion. Buying every business in Albion. Getting rich.
Marrying a bunch more people, having a bunch more kids, probably getting divorced along the way for good measure.
And this game within a game is unique to Fable. It's systemic, interconnected, and you see the ripple effects of the things you do everywhere you go.
And all of this revolves around the people who live in Albion, who we call the living population. There are more than 1,000 of them, and every single one is unique. Each of them has a name, a role, a daily routine, and their own personality. You could follow any one of them for a day and just watch them live their life.
They'll get up, go to work, spend some leisure time on hobbies, then go home to bed.
But what's even cooler is that you can talk to every single one of them in fully voiced conversations and interact with them in loads of different ways. Maybe the job they go to is working for you because you hired them to work in one of your businesses.
Hey, you. Working hard? How can I help you, boss?
Maybe the bed they sleep in is in a house you own because you're the landlord.
Or maybe their bed is on the street because you evicted them.
All right.
Oh, it's you. You're awful.
And all of the stuff you do affects what they think of you.
You're a legend.
Because everything you do builds your reputation.
Very impressive. Now that's an hero right there.
Morality has always been super important to Fable. That tension between good and evil underpinned all of the original games. And morality is central to our game too. But we have a slightly different take on it.
What the fuck?
For us, morality isn't black and white.
And to kill all the chickens. And the chickens. The chickens. It's a new way to paradise. Don't ask me.
There are lots of grey areas. And importantly, morality is subjective.
And some people.
No two people see things exactly the same way. And that's how it works in our game too.
Everything you do earns you a reputation. And every person in Albion will have a different reaction to you as a result.
Hello there.
Yeah, we get it. You're rich.
They'll remember things you did directly to them. They'll love you or hate you for the choices you make. And they will always tell you why. Although, usually from a safe distance.
Our game will never judge you. But the people of Albion will. Loudly.
Imbecile.
Your reputation is created by the choices you make. And you are going to make.
Okay, the game is awesome, but it's a really fucking fun creative people just to fucking like insult the fucking gamer. I'm just like so creative about like being so like having such a fucking like formal way to fucking tell you fuck you.
A lot of them. Big choices, little choices, moral choices, and some choices that will actually change the landscape of Albion for the rest of your game. We call this idea, your choices change the world. Let's give you an example.
Early in the game, you'll meet a character named Dave, an egotistical gardener in a rural village who discovers a magical growth.
Ever heard of a egotistical gardener? No. Never talked to a gardener. Who the fuck are these people? No, because for real, like, just thought about it. It's like, so gardeners, they exist, you know? Like, and I'm like, an egotistical gardener. Really not too far-fetched, but I'm like, what the fuck are these people like say? Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a cast of like a job, just it's like, no matter what the fuck, it's like, never met a rich gardener. No, or a poor gardener. Or like, a selfish gardener. Like, no matter what the fuck. Like, anyway. So, let's go back to the story. It's just like, gardeners are like, it's just like a loss. It's just like an occupation that is just so like, so niche, you know, like, so, like, no matter what the fuck I think about the gardener, like, it's kind of funny because it's like, rich people probably, like, but like, you try to make them, you try to make them evil. Evil gardeners. Like, it's always like fucking stupid. Gardener that was bang, that is actually, that was bang, that does robbing. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
To name Dave, an egotist.
Try to make a fucking gardener evil and see what happens. Like, be sure that like you always end up with something funny. A killer gardener. I don't know. Anyway.
School gardener in a rural village who discovers a magical growth formula. He accidentally turns himself into a giant and becomes a big problem. It'll be your job.
A giant gardener.
To deal with him, and ultimately it will be your choice whether to kill him or to spare him. If you kill him, his giant corpse will lie on the farmland just outside of town for the rest of the game.
And that is going to affect house prices. It will also affect what a lot of the villagers think about you.
Especially Dave's sister. In Fable, the choices you make will define you. What does being a hero mean to you?
At Playground Games, we've built a pedigree for beautiful, immersive, open-world experiences. Yes, they've typically involved sports cars, but this is a passion project for all of us here. Every member of this team, which we've built from scratch, has two key things in common: a deep love for the franchise and a burning desire to bring it back. We're making this for Fable fans just like us, but also to introduce Fable to gamers who've never played the series before. It's been great to finally tell you a little about the game we're making. There'll be much more to share as we get closer to our launch. I'm excited to tell you today that Fable is coming to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation in autumn 2026.
This is awesome. Multiplus.
From all of us here, thanks for watching.
Good news. Gameplay doesn't change much, like technically, you know, like it's like a good presentation of Fable. But at the same time, really awesome and like actually like surprisingly like really passionate people. Like I don't know. Like I think that like it's like even from far away, like if you play like Fallout, right? Like it's kind of like it's basically the gameplay overview is basically like telling you about Fallout, right? But like the thing is that like for like a lot of new people, Fable is quite like a lost IP. So basically like it's a good presentation that it did, and it's like it's good for leave me alone. I don't really know what to say much about it, but like it's a good gameplay overview because technically like I'm kind of like used to this type of games, but like for a lot of players, like no, like people didn't play like much of like games like Fable. So it's actually like great that like the gameplay overview is like them explaining really the basics of their game, because technically like to gamers like it's like it is like not like to people that actually know Fable or know this type of RPG is actually like not a problem to kind of understand, but like to people that actually like are new to this, it's actually a good explanation of what the fuck is going on like in this type of like RPG without like actually like scaring off because of how complex like this type of like complex is just like not intuitively like the type of game that like people will actually like rush into, you know, like it's the type of game that will sell a lot, but like people will not rush into it, and it's like it's just because it has a tone that is like not the most popular tone. Anyway. I'm done with I'm done. I'm actually like getting like even like outros like is something like a struggle. It has been like interesting, actually like learned a lot. It's just like oversaturated right now. Oversaturated with almost like almost like information I just fed myself with. So yeah, I'll see you another time, and as always, be toxic.